All right, everyone, welcome to SafuLane. And today our topic is going to be isolated margin and cross margin. And we want to actually understand what isolated margin and cross margin is when it comes to crypto trading, and in particular when it comes to future trading. So tonight I'm going to be sharing my screen. We are going to be jumping on a live trade. We are going to be looking at how these things are done, the things that are needed to be considered when you want to use your future trading. So quickly, I'm not going to be diving into a lot of things because I just want us to manage the few minutes we have tonight to explain these things. But I'm focused on making sure that we will learn something and take something very important out from what we're about to do tonight. So welcome everyone that have joined us. All right, so I'm going to start sharing my screen, and we'll go straight to like I used to use. I do use Mex Exchange for example, and I try using also. So we are going to be. I think I'm already broke. Okay, I'm live, right?
Yeah, you are
Okay,
live. You're
so.
live.
All right, thank you so much. I'm going to be going straight to Mex Exchange, and yeah, all right, cool. So now, on my next exchange, I think we've talked about exploring this particular app, or this exchange in particular. It's not like we're promoting them also, but it's just for our own usage when we want to check them out. So don't forget that the last time we invited ByTrade to come and give us some important things to understand about trading. But one thing about their platform is that they are not yet having a lot of trading peers. So which is not going to really help us when we drop signal and we can't find it on their ByTrade trading peer. So I should have been using their app as an example for us to even understand how to navigate it better. But it's fine. So these are like trading peers, and don't forget, people used to talk about sports trading and they used to talk about future trading. So now when we are talking about spot trading, you don't really need anything like margin, you don't need anything like leverage when it comes to spot trading. The main thing you need to understand that, okay, spot trading is that you want to trade on the spot, you want to trade on the go, you want to trade without having the need to predict anything. You just want to feel like, okay, right now, Ethereum and USDT pair is around 1,596. Okay, this is a good time for me to buy. That is what is called spot trading. Then, if I see this, all I'm going to do is I click on open. Okay, this is taking me to future trading. I'm not doing future trading. So what I want to do is spot trading. That is why on our wallet we used to get these sports wallet details, and at the same time we get future wallet details. So on spot, I want to carefully note which one is the spot trading for these guys. So I think one thing is you should understand about these exchanges that right now this exchange is not supposed to be taking me to future trading from here, but we need to also understand that they make a lot of money from when people do future trading, because future trading involves more risk and it involves more gambling. So if we don't know much about future trading, you can lose a lot. I mean, huge amount of your money or your funds on future trading. So this is an intentional act to have put future trading on this particular page, because for me, all I want is just to do spot trading. So because right now you see that exchange emphasizes more on you doing future trading. Why? Because they can get you liquidated easily on future trading. So we should understand that and have that knowledge, so that when we are using this application on even it can be on any extent, do well to know what you are trying to do carefully. Any button you are pressing on this app, know that you are you are about to put in your fund, you're about to take some risk and things like that. So It is very, very important. So right here, I can see um I can see my spot trading. So this was how I was able to navigate to spot trading. I click on trade, then here I have spot trading. So like I said, spot trading has nothing to do with you setting leverages. What I want to do is let me just look at the market. Then I feel like okay, this is the best time for me. Maybe I check on charts, I check the resistance, I check the support, everything we've been talking about. I check what is called, I mean, the supply and demand zone. I check everything. Okay. And I feel like at this particular point, I can buy Tron and USDT to keep for a while or to sell after some while. I mean, after some days. So from here, I can just click on my buy and the functions there are not much. It's going to tell me, do I have a limit price I want to set for me to be able to buy, or I want to buy at the market price, or I want to set a stop limit to buy. So mostly this does not require a lot of things. So without wasting much of our time, I'll go to where our main topic is tonight, which is the future trading. So now I have my future trading tab opened, and we are going to be buying and also experimenting some things right here on this particular trade. So, and I'll be taking high leverage. Why? Because I want us to understand it and see the result very fast. So, before I actually do this, we all know that immediately we open our our future trading tab, we can see this. It talks about isolated and cross, and you see that they give you meaning to it. But we should understand that isolated margin and cross margin are very, very different types of margin, which is I mean we should consider. I think we've discussed about leverage. Leverage is more or less like you are borrowing money in order to add more to your balance and to be able to expand more on whatever you want to predict on a trade. You know what we are talking about when we're talking about future trading, we're talking about you predicting that okay, this price is going to go up and or this price is going to go down, but you don't have enough money to cover for that range of your prediction. So that is why we borrow I mean funds. That is why we so these funds are now called leverage. So under this leverage you want to take, we now have different type of mode because you already have your own money. You are putting into future trading. I don't know if I'm talking to myself or we are together. All right, cool.
Yeah,
Okay, good.
yeah, we
So
listen.
all right, perfect. Okay, so let me just pin one more time to get more people in. But it's fine. We have it recorded, so people can listen on the YouTube channel. So, right. Okay, I'm going to be muting additionally. All right, sorry for that. Uh, okay, I'll mute you again. So, yeah, perfect. Okay, so let's go to our discussion. So the margin is used for us to be able to the margin is the amount of money we are borrowing, that leverage we are trying to set for the future trade. So now let's understand what isolated margin is and what cross margin is. So in isolated margin, what we are trying to do is we are trying to allocate um allocate a fund for our future trade, but we want to make sure that this fund is separated from my personal future trading account balance. I'm going to show us what I'm talking about right now. On my spot, I have $14. I'm going to be transferring $10 to my future trades account. So let me do that. So from future to spot, or from where? Okay, like from my spot to future. So I'm going to be transferring $10 to it. Then I transfer. Okay, trade. So right now I'm on my. I mean I have um we can check it. So on my spot account I have four. So I can use four to perform any spot trading activities. And on my future account I have $10. So right now when I'm setting isolated margin, like for example, I have $10 to use, then I come to this future trading on Ethereum versus USDT, then I'm trying to set something. So when I pick on isolated, then I pick on it is usually good if you don't have enough money. Like right now, I'm using about $10 to test run this. So the most advisable thing is even for me to use maybe something about 5x, maybe 5x or 6x leverage. Why? Because this leverage means that it shows that okay, how much I want to borrow. You understand how much I want to borrow to expand my margin. That is it. So that's the simple meaning or simple term I can say to that. So how much I want to borrow? So I'm saying that I want to borrow 60 times my my funds that I want to use on this peer. So for right now, I'm going to be using huge leverage, which doesn't make sense, but for the purpose of education, for us to check on it together. So I'm going to confirm this. Then isolated means that if I enter this trade and I get liquidated, don't go to my future balance to start spending the remaining amount I have here. So it makes more sense for me to use isolated margin. So I use isolated 40x. And what is my prediction? So let's quickly do some analysis. Like this is very wrong. When we are trading, it is not a very good idea to just jump on trade without doing proper analysis. So right now for Ethereum, USDT. So one thing I can do right now is to check, and I'm not going to be wasting time on this. So there's a lot of things that I might have think of, but I'll just tell you the action I'm doing. So right now, seeing this candle and all, I'm going to be shorting Ethereum. I'm going to be shorting it. So I'll open short. Then I'm going to, don't forget, when we are doing this, we have to set stop loss and take profit. So if I'm shorting it, I want to stop my loss when this particular price goes to, these are the two things that are very important to do first before even any other thing. 1597. 1597 is the current price of Ethereum. Then so I want to set it to stop loss at 1515. Let me just put it at, because I'm having a low amount. So let me stop my loss at, don't forget I'm shorting. So if I'm shorting, I'm saying the price will go down. So when do I want to when do I want to stop my loss? Which means that if the price is not going down and it is going up, I'm supposed to be losing. But I want to stop my loss at the particular point. So I'm going to be putting it at 1599. Yeah, 1599. Stop the loss because I don't want to lose much on this trade. So 1599, stop the loss for me. And I want to have my prediction to be 1599, that the price is going to come down up to 159. I put it at 159 96. Yeah. 1596. I'm not sure if it's going to allow me to take on this trade. But let's check. Then I'm going to enter the amount. So right now, do I even have any amounts? Okay. Okay. So I have $10. Don't forget, on my future trading, I'm going to be using about $5 for this. Let me just put in $4.8. Let me see if it will allow me to take on the short. Okay, so open shorts. Yeah, confirm. This trigger price is closed. Yes, it's closed. So I can lose or immediately or have it done immediately. So let's see. Confirm. It's going to allow me because I told you, like all these exchanges, they are very wise because they know that what I'm trying to do, I'm very new to this thing. I mean, the way I've done it is like someone who is very, very new to trading. So they intentionally allow me to pick on this trade because I have higher percentage of losing. I haven't done proper research, I haven't done anything, but I just come on it, then just set on future trade. Because one thing you should know is exchange try to liquidate one. They have their own mechanism of doing that, whether you like it or not. Because exchange is also going to make money while you're also trying to make money. So, but none of them will ever come out and say we are doing this. So let's see. So right now I'm losing, right? Because the trade is going up instead of the price of this particular pair is going up instead of coming up. Done. And I've set my stop loss to be 1599. Don't forget what I've set here is for my margin to be at isolated 40x. So it means that whatever that happens, the maximum amount I can lose is going to be my $4.8. It's not going to eat all my $10. So if I'm going to be losing any amount, I'll lose $4.8, and I believe that I should be having $4.2 as my left balance. So right now I'm still going to go into what cross margin is. So I think we've understand what isolated margin is. Now let's understand what cross margin is. Now, when it comes to cross margin means that I've clicked on it. So cross margin means that okay, what I'm trying to do is I want to set my leverage, fine. But if the price or if the market action is going, like for example, now you can see that I predicted that Ethereum should come down, but right now it's going up. So if that is happening in the trade, in the case of the trade I want to set, what this should do is go into my account balance, take more money from it as collateral. You understand? It's more or less like, okay, this cross does not want me to lose immediately. It doesn't want me to get liquidated immediately. So it's going to go into my remaining account balance. Even if I've set it that, okay, I want to use $4 to enter into this trade. So, but I'm about to lose. I'm about to get liquidated. So it is going to go into my account balance, then borrow the money from the remaining account balance I left to continue to keep my trade alive. So that is what cross margin is going to do. So fine, these two choices are very important, but we need to understand the action we are trying to do. If you are trying to manage risk, cross margin mode is a very bad idea or thing to do. But if you know that, okay, you think like if your prediction might go wrong but might come back after some days, and you have enough balance to sort it out or to be able to run that particular trade, then you can click on cross margin to to do that. So one thing about it is that both of them it has to do with how you want to manage your risk on future trading. So but for someone who does not have enough funds, like me right now doing this example, I don't have enough funds, so it's not an advisable take for me to use cross margin. Even before you can use cross margin, I think like I'll believe that probably maybe you are having up to like $5,000 and you can take enough risk. $5,000 with a with a leverage that is low. You might be taking maybe 20x leverage. Then you open cross margin mode on that particular transaction. Because one thing about trading is remember that trading is not going anywhere. It is always going to happen. And for that fact, make sure that whatever you are doing, preserve your cash. So we need to understand that. And right now, I think we've been able to explain a lot of things that, okay, the reason why we need to pick on the type of margin we want to use, the leverage of it, but I will quickly go through it again. So margin basically is just like, okay, we want to borrow fund, add it to our own personal fund as collateral in order to be able to take larger prediction or larger bets on whatever we are doing. So, like for example, for me to have still been on this trade is because of the margin I've taken on my particular fund. So my fund is 4.8, but I've actually picked an isolated margin. And what have happened? What have happened is simple. I've picked an isolated margin and I have picked it to be like, okay, borrow me 40 times of what I have. So that is very simple. And right now, you can see what I was saying. It is going to happen very fast. Why? Because I can get, because I have a very low amount and I pick a very high margin. So right now, that is why I'm actually being, I'm on profit. Immediately there is a price change or effect in what is going on. So what might have happened? It is coming down to my prediction. So 1.96 should be my take profit. So let's see if it's going to reach 1. What was it? What was my take profits? Okay, so this is my take profits, 1596. So let's see. Wow, you can see. So I'm actually on profit. So like this is what I've done right now. So I'm on profits on this. So but this is very hard, and this is not a very good type of trade, because if that was not coming, you can see that the effect was very fast. Like the price came down and immediately started going up again. So right now I'm on profits. How much profit was I able to make? Let me see. So because I'm actually using a very low amount, so I shouldn't be really proud of whatever I'm doing right now. So I was able to put in $10, and I was able to make maybe $0.2 or so on it. But it's fine because I'm actually not losing my funds. So if I keep repeating it and locking it enough, I'm getting it. Or don't forget, if you are using a very low amount, it's not really advisable, because one thing you have to do is you have to do a careful research and then pick a trade that will actually span for a longer period of time. That would be very good, and also a trade that will give what is it, maximize profits, but at the same time low amounts cannot really give profit. I'm actually just doing this. I cannot give enough profit. I'm doing this because I'm trying to explain. It can only give one profit. Maybe you are trying to buy a new token that have just been listed. So we expect a new token to either go up or go down very fast in a volatile approach. So if that is bound to happen, then it's fine. So like what I've done now. So my isolated margin prediction worked correctly, luckily enough for me, and everything I did here. So right now, worked. So right now, I'm going to be doing cross margin mode again. So I'll still have to carefully look at the market. It's still going to be the same approach, because it's simple. It's not really that hard. Let me see. If the price is still going to come down. Yes, the price is still going to come down. Let me just wait for it for a little while. It's still going to, I'll still set it the same way I said it the other time. So the price will come down again. So, but if it doesn't come down again, then that means that okay, I'm coming. So don't let me really dive into too much of analysis on that, because I don't really want us to waste time. There's a lot of things to understand about all these things. So like we have said now, we've understand what isolated margin is, we've practicalized it. We now want to go to cross margin. So cross margin is going to allow me. So right now, the market action is very, very volatile. There is rush in the market, and anything I do right here can actually happen within few minutes. So let's quickly use cross margin to set this next one. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to set a trade of $5. I'm actually lose all my $10 from this thing I want to do right now, because like I said, it is a very, very bad approach. Okay, so but I don't want to lose it. I'll try to do it very technical. Okay, so we're going to be picking on cross margin mode. All right, so cross margin mode. Then we'll pick on 40x just to make sure it happens quickly. On a normal day, don't pick 40x like I said. Pick a lower leverage based on the amount you have in your wallet. If you have maybe big fund up to $200, $100, you can try on 20, 30x. It's still fine. But 40x on $10, $5 is very dangerous. Okay, so let's see again, because one thing is you don't want to lose all the amounts you have trying to place a lock or bet on something. So right here, from here, let me see what's going to happen to the price. Okay, it's very hard to predict what is going to happen next, but let me just quickly because I don't know if the sell pressure is actually done. I'm not sure because a lot of people are still selling right now. Okay, let me quickly long it because yeah, few people will want to buy. It's very certain. So let me quickly long it. But don't rush too much. Take your time. I'm going to do my stop loss to be at 1595. Then my take profit should be at 1596. I'm going to long it. 1595 is my stop loss. My take profit is 1596. Let's see if it's going to happen. If it's not going to happen, then I'm going to lose. But I'm using cross margin to help me expand more on the amount I can borrow. So how much do I want to use? I want to use $5. So initially I'm using about how much? I'm using about $4.8. So I'm going to increase my stop loss because I see what happened just now. The price came down to 1594. So I'm going to put it at 1594. If it comes down, but I'm opening a long on it to go to 1596. Yeah, let's just take it like that. So I'm using $4.8. So I'm going to be opening the long right here. I'm going to open it. Yeah, okay. So I've placed the order. So immediately I'm on profit. Why? Because the trade is going to, it's going in the direction I've predicted. So, but it can go, otherwise as well. So one thing we should notice is what is going to happen to my fund since I've used a cross margin. I used $4.8 as the normal amount, but I'm supposed to get liquidated immediately as soon as the money I borrow, at least 4.8 is down at some percentage, but it won't liquidate me. Why? Because it is going to go into my fund, this particular future trade fund that I have. I use 4.8 to join the trade. It's going to go to my balance and start adding more or picking from the balance I have to continue to keep the trade alive. So it's very risky because on cross mode, I can lose all my money. It's not going to be just this $4.8 I've set. I can lose all the $10 I have on cross mode. So, so it is important if I'm very sure that, okay, this particular trade that I set here, that my take profit is going to come at 1596 and I don't want to get liquidated because I have lower amounts, then it is fine for me to just leave it at cross mode. Otherwise, it is a very, very risky approach. So one of the best thing I would advise is using isolated mode is always better. Otherwise, if you are very confident of the trade, then you can use cross mode. So I'm not sure if what we've said is going to come because sorry. Okay, so I'm not sure if what we've said is going to come, but let's see the outcome of what's going to happen because I want us to see in particular what happens when we are using cross mode. So let's see if it's going to go against what we've predicted and if it is going to consume the left balance we are having on our future trade. But that is actually what is going to happen. It is going to be using all the money I have here. If, that's why the father have said that okay, just go on this trade with $4.8. It won't really matter. Once it's finished, once my leverage and everything that I've set, I've reached 4.8, then the next thing is start going into the balance I have here and it starts using it on this particular on this particular future trading I've set. So if you don't want your your future trading funds to be available for any trade you've set, then cross mode is not what you have to use. The only time you use cross mode or the advantage of cross mode is probably maybe the position I've set here is going against me and I need not to, I want to make sure that I can quickly set another position to give me profit or something like that, or I don't want to lose on that particular trade, then I can say that, okay, use cross mode, then quickly go and borrow, which is going to borrow more money from what I have in my future balance. But if you don't know how this work perfectly, it is really, really dangerous. So right now, we've been able to understand, or will I say that we've done a clear example, understanding isolated margin and what it is to also take on cross margin. So isolated margin, we only use a particular, portion of the available funds I have on my future trade, which I have just set it aside. Before I just set aside that, okay, I just want to risk $5 on that trade. That is why I pick on isolated. But right now, I still set $4.8 on this trade pair, but I've used cross mode just because I feel like, okay, what I'm trying to do, the trade action can go against my prediction. Then if that is happening, go and borrow more money in my future balance, which is something I've set as a collateral for me to still be on that trade. So that is one thing about what we've discussed today. So we'll quickly be wrapping this up, and by the time we want to wrap it up, I'll be closing this trade. Either I'm losing or winning, it doesn't matter. It is just for us to understand what we need to know whenever we get to see, okay, a future trade signal has been dropped in the group and we need to quickly jump on it. So one thing is we need to understand the way collateral and liquidity work. How we can get liquidated and how this thing is borrowing money for us. So we've explained it. Like if whatever you've said have gone, if the position you set go against your prediction, it's definitely liquidation happens by making sure that, okay, they are going to take in the money that we have borrowed. Then we are going to be losing that position. We're going to be losing our fund. So this happen when, right now you can see the screen whereby we are seeing minus 0.01 and we see minus 0.22 percentage. So by the time it reach about 90 something percentage, then I'm about to get liquidated. So at that moment, there is no choice rather than to lose all the amounts you used to enter this trade. So that is why a lot of people lose on trade, because one thing is they don't really understand the mechanism of how all these things work. So and you need to understand that cross margin mode is going to be borrowing money from your available balance, while isolated is just going to use the amount you've dedicated for this particular trading. So I'm just trying to check, okay, if all of us are still together. All right, thank you everyone that have been, listening to what we've been doing so far. So yeah, I'm still going to be explaining more. All right, good. So another thing is we should understand our risk management. Definitely, we can't just be talking about trade, and we can't just say that it is all about making money. There are risks involved, and this is why we say that isolated margin is much more better, because it makes you feel at rest that, okay, all my money is not going into this trade. So when I put it at isolated mode, it choose that money I have, and once the trade go against me and I get liquidated, I still have more balance on my future trade. But if you are using cross margin mode, you can lose all your money at once, because it's after your trade have gone against you, it is going to still go back to your account to start using the money you have in your future trading balance. So in a good environment, or if you have taken a good position, you could have used cross margin. If you were at profit, it's not going to affect your balance. It's going to give you that profit. But sometimes some people don't know, because probably they've been trading and they've been at profit. But one time they use this same cross margin to accept on trade and notice that, oh wow, all my balance on my wallet or my future trading wallet have gone. What happened? This is because they don't understand what they are doing better. And also, these isolated margin and cross margin is giving us flexibility to understand that, okay, at some point I can use isolated margin, and at some point I can use cross margin just to avoid liquidation. It is not really for any important thing, but I still want to fight. If you want to avoid liquidation, it means that, we are trying to fight on a trade, which is a bad idea actually. A trade is more or less like future trading is more or less like gambling to me. Like I'm taking a risk, but I'm just trying to make it a calculated risk. It's not less, it's more or less, would I say like an advanced sports betting, but I still have opportunity to, just take out my money at some point or still reduce my risk. That is just what I consider it to be. So, and at the same time, we need to understand that, okay, when we are using isolated margin or cross margin, there are some things that we need to put into consideration. We need to make sure that we set our stop loss and take profits carefully. Wow. Is this to my advantage or to my disadvantage? Wow. So I mean, what happened right now was to my disadvantage. But thank God, what happened was actually in line with what we've been talking about. So what happened is this is a very, very good reason why we pick on stop loss and take profits. You know what just happened right now? The little profit I made trying to do my when I use my isolated margin, which was about $0.2, is what I've lost. I mean, is what I've gone into uh is what is what is assumed to be my loss right now. So this next trade was into this to my disadvantage, this cross margin trade. And the only thing that have saved me for this trade not to have used or enter into my future trading balance is for the reason that I've set my stop loss. So don't forget, setting stop loss is very, very important. It's very, very important. I'm trying to see if I can see the trade that does happen on this particular trade pair. Okay, I'm coming. I don't see that. Okay. So I'm not sure I understand how to navigate through that. I wanted to check on the history on that trade. But what just happened right now is that it closed the trade for me because it hits my stop loss, which is a very good one. It's that have actually avoided me from losing huge amount of my fund. So this is one of the best ways to trade with confidence and then with a better risk management approach. Right now what I've done is, okay, I entered the trade with about risking $5. The first trade I made a profit of $0.2, and the second trade consumed the profit I made $0.2. So right now I don't need to go back into the trade and start fighting the trade. One of the best things to do is understand that this thing is a game of mentality. It's playing with my psychology and and every other thing. So I have to calm down, study what happened, study what is going on with the trade, then go back. If you like, you can take a walk, take a break, or even leave that particular screen before you enter the trade, because it might have actually been that you are doing a wrong calculation or something like that. So that is one very good approach about all these things. So let's quickly understand. There's a lot of things that we spoke about tonight, and I feel like maybe on our next class we'll still discuss more. It can be on another topic, but we can still discuss more on it. I would like to, they give us a room to ask questions if we have, or we wait for this particular section to be recorded as live. So I'm going to be ending the video right now for people who are going to be watching on YouTube. Okay, I think Didi is having a question. Okay, Didi, go ahead, please.
Yeah, I really want to know, is there any advantage of cross over isolated as well? Can you hear me?
Yes. I thought I was actually speaking, but my mic was muted. All right, so the advantage is simple. Let me show you. So cross is just that, what happened right now. If, for example, I did not put stop loss into it, what is going to happen is that I got liquidated, right? I got liquidated on this trade. And I'm getting liquidated on the trade means that I'm going to be losing some percentage of my money that I have risked into it or that I have put into it. But what stop loss have done for me right here is that stop loss prevented me from losing huge amounts of my fund. So I just lost about $0.2, which is good on what I've predicted on this trade for it to happen. So, but if I did not put any stop loss, I put a wide range stop loss to it, what is going to happen is once my liquidation margin reached up to the money, like for example, I reached about $4.8. So when I start losing from 4.2 down to 4.0, 3.8, 3, 2.5 up to 0. Then what Cross is going to do is normally I'm supposed to get liquidated, but Cross is now going to go back into my future balance and then start borrowing money from it. It will start borrowing it like it will borrow another $4.8 from my balance again to make sure that I don't get liquidated on the trade, to make sure that before I intended to use $4.8. But right now with cross margin, if I was to get liquidated when my $4.8 have been used, it is going to prevent that. It is going to go into my future trade, borrow more 4.8, making it about $8 that it is now using on that trade. Do you understand?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, so making it
Yes.
$8
Thank you.
that it is using on the trade. So right now, the disadvantage is that if the trade continue to go against what I've predicted, I can now lose all the
Wow.
$8. You
Yes.
understand?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So cross margin
Yeah. Thank
is
you.
good. Yeah, you're welcome. Cross margin is good if you are very certain of what you are doing. But if you know that you are not certain of what you are doing, just use isolated margin. So if it is your $4.8 that you want to lose, isolated margin is going to liquidate it and prevent going into your future balance to continue keeping the trade alive for you. It is as simple as that. So that is why I mean, for me, I feel like isolated margin is good. Just take the risk once and for all for peace of mind, and it will help you to be able to preserve the cash you have. So there is no need of you worrying that okay, I can lose all my money in future trading. So intentionally, some trading application will put cross mode as the first one. You understand? Which is not the best mode to use. It's isolated that is the best. But intentionally, some cross margin will put cross mode. So which can, I mean, for someone who doesn't understand how these things work, they are definitely going to be losing all their funds at the first attempt. So that is one thing that is very, very important about this. And don't forget, because this margin mode works with your leverage position as well. Like you need to understand that you only use high leverage when you have huge balance. If you know how the balance you have or the funds you're about to use is very low, use a low leverage. And it is simple. Like for you to understand how this leverage works is that leverage is like you want to borrow funds. If I have $4, I am borrowing and I pick 40x. It means that I'm trying to expand my position 40 times the money I am putting on that trade. So once we understand that, we know the type of risk we are taking on the trade. So this is just like cross margin is just for us to understand that okay, cross margin can cross from our normal position in order to prevent liquidation. It can cross into using the balance on our future trade. So that is it. Do we have any other question, please? Okay, so I'll stop recording for people who are going to
Yeah,
be watching on.
hello, hello. This
Okay,
question will be hello. You
yeah,
can
I'm with
hear me
you.
now. This question
Yeah,
will
yeah, I
be
can
very,
hear.
very important. If it please, I saw when you were on the trade, I saw close flash close. I was going to point you out on that before that trade ended, but I don't want to interrupt. I tried using it yesterday on that Solana trade, and the thing was
Okay.
flash. I used flash close. It's like that one should be faster. I don't know. I tried using it, then it hanged. I waited. I have to revoke it. Then I came back. Then I used close. Then when I was trying to use that close, it was telling me to set a price. So I was like confused. I thought when you just close it, just close for you like the way it does in forex. I don't know.
Yeah, this is what happened. Like, see, one thing you should understand is that sometimes these exchanges, they set some things to happen intentionally. Like, for example, at that moment you wanted to flash close, a lot of people might be at profits. I don't know if you were at profit or at loss, but a lot of people might be at profits trying to close that trade at profit at the same time. They won't really allow everyone to be able to close at the same time because it is more or less like an order book. Like people are placing orders for these auctions to happen real time. So if they have huge requests, then they might put orders into how they are allowing you to be able to use flash close. And one thing is that flash close, we actually be using the market price at the moment. Like if you were at profit of $100 when you were using your flash close, if at that moment your profit have dropped to $80, it is going to be closing at $80 because it's using the current market price. If it has dropped at $60, so you might have seen $100 profit and you are using flash close to close your profit. It doesn't mean that you are going to get out with that $100. So intentionally, sometimes flash close can be good and it might not be good because these exchanges, they have their own way of making profit as well. And yeah, I mean, it is their platform, so a lot of things can be going on, which might have prevented you from being able to flash close your profit at that particular time. I can actually do an example of it. Let's see. But if you were to use the other normal close, is just going to, ask you to set a price so that when it reaches that target price, it's going to close. It's more or less like the way you set your take profit. But flash close is that okay, I'm seeing my profits at that point and I want to close at that point. But sometimes it might not happen because there might be a lot of orders, a lot of people trying to flash close at the same time. And such things is actually at the disadvantage of the exchange. So some exchange might intentionally delay it. So you should expect something like that to happen at some moment. That is why, like for example, some people will intentionally set their stop loss to be at some range that they feel like a lot of people will not be performing the same action at that time. So that is one thing to understand about it. I don't know if I'm able to explain well, David. David, are you still with us? Please, if you can hear me, you can respond, please.
Yes, I can hear you, sir.
Okay, I think maybe David is
Yeah,
out.
I'm still here. But yeah, I'm here. I don't know if you can hear me.
Okay, I can hear you now. Yeah.
No, no, I'm still on. Uh, yeah, pertaining the leverage. So like
Mm-hmm.
a $20 account, what leverage do you advise I use? Because I've been using 10x and I seem be getting my profits, my PNL on cents. I don't know. I try
Yeah,
increasing
yeah,
the
yeah.
leverage, but I'm
10x,
afraid I'm being
10x,
careful.
10x is good. 10x is very, very good for that amount you said. 10x is good.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I'm still
You can say that
trying out the
even
account.
when I was about to use when I was picking isolated mode, I explained that normally I was supposed to set my trade to be at 6s because I'm using about $5. So you using about $20, 10x is very, very good. 10x is good. If you are very sure of the trade, you can even still use 20x, but 10x is perfect. Like 10x can moderate your risk for you in a very good way. But it's just that you probably have to have a long range of take profit and stop loss for you to be able to maximize your profit very well. So if you are making profit on a good trade, you can be making maybe $2, $5 on a very low risk trade. But if you are taking high risk, then you can be making about $10 profit. Yeah, something like that. But it is good. So 10x is good, and understanding the way to use the flash close and normal flash close is also good. So I think we've been able to, go through a lot of things tonight. Pascal, how are you doing? You're just joining us for the first time. And okay, go ahead.
Yeah, good evening,
So
everyone.
yeah, good evening.
Yeah, I'm just joining, though I'm not into trading, but I just saw this opportunity to learn. I'm into crypto airdrops, but I just saw this
Okay.
opportunity. I just said I should slide into it. Then but in the future, I'm more willing to trade. So thank you for
All
this
right,
education.
perfect.
I really appreciate
All right, good, good. I believe you've been able to grab one or two things tonight. Okay.
it. Yes, yes.
All right, perfect, perfect, perfect. I'm glad. So don't forget joining our calls. We have these. We have our agenda on the group. Like we used to do every night. So this is it over here. So on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, we have activities going. On Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, happening mostly at night. So that is how we do it over here. So I'm going to be
Thank you
ending
very much.
this recording I'm doing just for people uh on YouTube watching us. So we implore that you subscribe to our YouTube page and turn on notification, comment and like comment and like whatever we've been doing so we can get feedback from you as well. So thank you everyone for watching this. Okay, so I'll stop recording at this point. So Didi, I'm open. Are we good to go, everyone? Adekunle, yes.
Yeah,
Adekunle, how are you doing?
Good evening. I'm fine. I'm
Oh,
following you guys, and I like the way you explain it because I was once a victim of ignorance on trade, and I lost many money. But I really appreciate this um, enlightenment and more knowledge about this trade. I'm very very happy for this platform.
all right, perfect, perfect. Good to hear your feedback on that. Okay, what about Didi?
yeah, I'm fine. I'm good. I'm good.
All right. Okay, so I think we are good to go. So tomorrow, what we are going to be doing is just a general discussion. If you have anything, sometimes it's just to have fun, discuss about what we are working on. And don't forget, you can go to our website, www.safulane.com, enter your Gmail address because our mobile application is going to be launching very soon. Immediately we've confirmed the approvers of everything, we'll let you know. But we are giving out SAFU points for every early subscriber. So those SAFU points, they can be used to, we do reward for engaging on our activities. Maybe when you comment on our social media posts, you retweet. So all these SAFU points will be gathered and be given on each email or each account because definitely we'll have your email and we distribute it. So what SAFU point can be used for is you can withdraw them as normal USDT, or you can withdraw them as airtime or recharge card or even normal bank withdrawal. So everything has been integrated on our mobile application. But when it is due time to announce it and available for download, we'll let you know. And but in preparation for that, just go to the website, drop your email because at some point we won't be giving the points out for free. So, but for people who are staying with us up to this moment, we'll be giving it out for everyone to use for different purposes. So I will implore that we check it out to be so that we don't miss out on this in particular. So again, is that on Sunday we will be having a Twitter space. Don't miss our Twitter space for anything. It is always very very interesting. We have external people coming and speak about how they are making money. They tell us facts, expose, like secrets, because we moderate it properly so that people come out to tell us facts, not that we are just going to be lying to each other. So we're telling ourselves the truth on this. People tell you this is what I'm doing to make money. So don't miss it. It is usually called Web3 Expo. So we will put that reminder, we'll set it tomorrow or tonight so that people can start joining, and we don't want anyone to miss out on it. So thank you everyone that have been able to join or attend tonight's class. We appreciate everyone, as we call ourselves SAFUU OGs. So you all are doing great. Do well to make sure you continue to learn and find a way to make more, to be profitable when it comes to trading and every other tech spaces. Yeah. So
Please,
uh
please, I want
okay,
to say
go ahead.
something.
All right.
Before you close, I don't know if there are other recordings for previous lecture, so I can go through them.
Okay, yeah, we definitely have. So all you have to do is we have a YouTube page. Try to subscribe and turn on notification on our YouTube page. I'm sending you the link on the group chat right now. So it is SafuLane. Our YouTube channel is called SafuLane. So you can check a lot of our videos from there. Even if you want to learn from the beginning, just start watching the video from the beginning, because we started this platform and this is how we do it for about 3 months. So you can track back to our previous video to even learn better.
Okay, thank you very much.
All right, you're welcome. So, we'll appreciate you. All right, so good night, everyone. Enjoy your weekend. Thank God it's Friday. Chill out, have a good time, and enjoy with friends. Bye for now.